Doing things on the way. That is what we got going down right here, right now. It is Tuesday afternoon, and we are on our way to pick up Jack, but not before a little lift at Gold's en route to the nanny's house. Now, the training vision for today, it might sound a little counterintuitive because we're on the way to the gym, but this is actually day 3 of the unexpected but very needed deload. Body was feeling a little overcooked, a little under-recovered, and so I have pretty much been chilling the past 3 days. Yesterday, I sort of mentioned it in the dinner video, but went to the gym and just did like a little bit of a blood flow session, we'll call it. Not like an anabolic strength building session, not stressing the body, but just like getting some fun movement in, pumping some cables. And today will be a little bit of the same. I'm just kind of feeling like going to the gym and just kind of zoning out a little bit. Good excuse to take some pre-workout. We got some powder in the bottom that needs a shake. So today, I would describe this is almost gonna be like a zone 1 or a zone 2 kind of a session. Probably not even zone 2, probably more like zone 1. And kind of just letting my mind relax on training. Past 3 days, been a good opportunity to dial in on diet. That's been probably the big win. Been sleeping pretty good, eating really clean, and giving myself a little bit of a pause here as I'm kind of figuring out this first time ever going through like an early fall Ironman and then a late fall 70.3. And did I get a little bit over ambitious with my ability to just roll through one into the other? I wouldn't even say that I was totally thinking about it that way. I was more just thinking about like really consistent off-season fall fun variety movement. That was all going really well, but I was feeling a little bit burnt out on the streak that I did this past week. That would be a good, maybe that's what we'll share on, is my learning between the 2 bike streaks that I have done over the past, I think it was like 6 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. The first bike streak, 7-day bike streak, huge success. And what I have come to learn after this most recent bike streak was not a very big success is that I tried to do too much in this most recent one. When I did the first bike streak, I had just gotten a tattoo, so I was not swimming. I was not really running much because I was just off the Ironman. And so all of the training was like bike focused. But this time around, I still got my 2 swims in. I ran almost 20 miles. And so what ended up happening was that the bikes were happening in the afternoons and they were just kind of feeling like a drag. And they ultimately led me to feeling like my body just needed to relax and recover a little bit. So that's what we got going on here. We're feeling good mentally. And what else is there? What else is there to share today? I've had some good unlocks in business building. I had a good chat with my business coach today. And probably the biggest business operational success that I've had in the past quarter, 4 months, has been this new approach to cohorts. And I have run cohorts, 6-8 week cohorts for the past couple of years at various times as ways to either bring new people into tribal or direct existing athletes towards team races and like organize the group. And what I am doing right now is a little bit of a blend of the two. But the real reason that it feels like a huge unlock is because it's a new way for athletes to join the team that feels really low pressure. And so this Run Foundations cohort that I did back in August, I brought in like 2 new athletes to the cohort itself, and then I had one-on-one athlete join right around that time. So it was like 3 new people to insert into the team, and then I directed the team to like, hey, we're all working on Run Foundations ahead of this backyard ultramarathon, because foundations are ultimately what set up big time success in endurance. And that was very successful. And now the same thing has unfolded now that I got this off-season foundations cohort going down. First call was yesterday, and I had 2 guys join the cohort and then 1 new one-on-one athlete come in right around this time. And so this has just been a really nice way for me to like mentally take the pressure off of like, oh my goodness, if I'm running a cohort, I gotta get like 10 new people to join, or I gotta get like significant numbers. Like, to me, it's like, no man, if I can just get like 2 or 3 guys in, and if I can run this, you know, 4 or 5 or 6 times throughout the year, that's a super sustainable business model for onboarding and bringing in new people. And the cohort also opens up, right? If somebody's not really ready for a one-on-one training approach, the cohort is like bringing them into the systems and the team and the lifestyle. And then maybe after that, they'll want one-on-one. Like that happened with one of the guys from the Run cohort. One of the other guys from the Run cohort just joined Tribal for the year on a team membership. And so it's like seeing that and taking the stress off of, right? When you're like a solo entrepreneur, man, like you're wearing every single freaking hat. So it's like, I'm trying to land new one-on-one clients. I'm trying to like re-up one-on-one clients. I'm trying to map out team races. I'm trying to host events, right? I'm trying to share content. I'm trying to create value within the team on a day-to-day basis, right? I got different team experiences or team engagement or magic moment kind of opportunities that I'm bringing to life that I care about from a creative element inside Tribal. Like just yesterday, I went and we got a local potter here in Colorado, and we've got Mug Club. So every year that Tribal has had a team Ironman, all 4 years, we have gotten custom mugs made for all the finishers. And so we just had Ironman California. And so yesterday I went to my potter Mark's place, mapped out the design. So freaking stoked about this year's. This year's is gonna be different than any year before. They all kind of build on each other, and they have some elements of like the team race and the experience and the course, but then they've also got like unique elements and then just tribal elements. And what I really like is like anybody can just go do an Ironman and you get a finisher medal and you get a finisher t-shirt, but like, damn man, how freaking cool is it to get like a custom handmade mug where it's like every freaking morning, man, you can drink coffee out of that thing and you can freaking remember the power of commitment, of endurance, of the courage to take on a freaking goal like that, like a symbolic reminder of what you're capable in life when you really set your mind to something, put yourself in an environment where people are lifting you up. Like, I love that, man. And so all those kinds of things are going, and then all of a sudden, like, you're trying to run a business, right? So you're also like, fuck, man, I gotta grow revenue. I gotta like take care of my family's bills, right? I'm the sole provider for my family, more or less. And so this peace of mind that I've got around the cohort thing is like really valuable for me right now. I'm feeling like really at ease about it, and I have a lot of fun. That's like a huge energetic directional for me, is like, am I having fun creating the thing that just moving forward, right? And so if I ever find myself like feeling energetically like restrained or creatively like stressed around content that I want to bring people into Tribal, like that's a huge red flag that I'm not going about it right. Right? If I'm even feeling stressed about the way that I'm like building out the actual lesson on the team call, like that's a signal like, dude, you should be doing things differently. You should be doing things in a way that has you more at ease, where you can still unleash your freaking ambition and your hustle and your drive into whatever the mission is, but it needs to be done in a way that's uplifting and that feels freeing and that's fun. right? And I always talk with guys, like, if guys are looking to start creating content, it's like, maybe it's gonna be like tweeting and short form writing for you. But like, if that feels like really restrictive and like energetically draining, like, you might be a guy that like jams on podcasts, or like you jam on like doing short form video. Like, play around with different styles. And then if you do get multiple styles working at the same time, then they can start to ebb and flow, and you can start to feel out like, oh, well, maybe I want to create writing content, but maybe it should actually start first as like me recording a podcast or a video. And then maybe you can take the transcript, turn it into something else, make it written, whatever. So I didn't really expect to be talking on that. We are at Gold's here. Bible verse of the day. Should we live read this? Let's go. What do we got? John 2:6. Whoever says he abides in him ought to walk in the same way in which he walked. That sounds a lot like what would Jesus do? Which is a good reminder on how to treat other people, how to live with forgiveness, how to not hold grudges, how to free yourself emotionally from so many freaking human flaws, man. I feel that all the time. I feel that all the time. It's like my mind tries to get me to like latch on to like expectations of others. And like, if I'm feeling like let down, like to get upset about that. And it's like, dude, freaking, what would Jesus do? Like, release that. Forgiveness, understanding, always understand. Like, it helps me so much to think, like, to understand everybody has their own motives, and everybody, for the most part, like, you know, we're all kind of wired to act in our own self-interest, and like, that's okay. Like, if somebody like lets me down, like, they're probably not being malicious. They probably have something going on in their life that they're just more focused on, and they need to like detach from whatever they have going on with me. Like, that would be like an example. Like, if I have a call get canceled, like, I of course like to keep my commitments on my calendar, but like sometimes I have to cancel a call because I've got like some dad duty that popped up if Chelsea's at a birth, or like sometimes people have calls that they need to cancel with me because they have things pop up too. And it's like, I just had that happen this morning, actually. I had a call at 8 a.m. I don't usually have calls that early, but I got an athlete on a strange time schedule, and so I have a call with him that was set for 8, and like, he was at a doctor's appointment, and like, literally at like 7:59, he's like, I'll call you in 10 minutes. I'm like, all right. And then in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, he's like, dude, this is taking way too long. I'll have to just reschedule. Like, I hate to do this. And it's like, what good is it gonna do me to like be pissed at that? Like, why would I got more things to do. That I got to ebb and flow. Immediately, my call with my business coach, I hit him up. I'm like, dude, I'm free earlier than I expected. Are you good now? He's like, yeah, I'll give you a call in 5. I'm like, boom. On with the day. Not wasting my time. So with that said, let's go get a little pump in. Come on now. All right. Pump acquired. Good little gym sesh. As my lifts have been evolving, I was in a pretty anabolic strength building phase back in the summer, and a majority of my lifts were like damn near going till failure and doing like high weight, low reps. So like, I would be doing 5 to 8 reps. And I really like at Gold's, they've got those hammer strength machines. And the hammer strength machines, the joint angles on them are super, super safe. And they're also like these independent, like the right arm is completely isolated from the left arm. And so they've got good even distribution of the weight, rather than some machines where like it might just be like one continual. If you're looking at like a press, it's like both hands go at once. And the hammer strength machines are just super smooth. And so, I mean, one of the biggest things related to lifting is like, I gotta stay healthy. I can't freaking tweak something in the gym that has me then out on endurance training for any period of time. And the reason that I'm so focused on that is because I almost freaking blew out my bicep almost 3 years ago now. Right after Jack was born, I was doing a ton of at-home lifts, and I had this dip bar, and I had a freaking weighted vest on, and I was doing weighted dips, and I just didn't warm up enough properly at all, probably. And I was like banging out these reps, and I was like, I had one, you know, I was going for like one more rep, and I'm like tweaking up, and my freaking right bicep into my pec got super strained. I was really lucky to not blow it out. It was like completely black and blue the next day. I could barely even bend my arm. And fortunately, just with a little bit of rest, it solved itself. But that instance has me like super focused on like, don't just go trying to like grab the heaviest freaking dumbbells that you could hold, or getting on like a flat bar bench press. Like, you gotta stay safe. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that we're like bitching out in the gym. And so the hammer strength machines are a huge unlock. And all my lifting really in the summer, real big strength building phase, was basically leaving like one rep in reserve, like not going to complete failure, but like really getting there where it's like, all right, I could probably, if I needed to do one more rep, I could like maybe tweak it out, but like I'll leave that in reserve, and I'll just look to progress the weight week over week. And so I was really intentional. I just used like Apple Notes on my phone to like, I would track my lift, write in the weight, the sets, and then when I would just go to do the same lift the next week, I would just go grab the old note, copy, paste it into the new note, and then just look to bump up the weight slightly. And I was able to add on like significant size. Like, if I'm being dead honest, like the reason that I probably did the Ironman a little bit heavier than I wanted is because I was in a real anabolic strength building phase in, you know, the not too far out period of time before the race. But now that I am post race and into more of this off-season flexing, playing with a little bit of diet stuff, right? Cutting a little bit of calories, tracking my intake, I'm aware that this is not the phase of strength training where I should be progressing weight week over week. So the intention now shifts. And lately I've been doing a lot of like squeezing work and holds, like even on lat pull downs. Like on lat pull downs, I got them only on like 110. I've been doing some sets on like 100 pounds, right? Like in the summer, I was on like 185, and I'm like looking to freaking pull down as much as I possibly can. But now that I'm not in an anabolic strength building phase of gym protocol, it's like, let's get lighter weight, let's have really good form, let's squeeze at the bottom, let's get really good lat engagement, like let's really isolate the muscle. We can get really good blood flow, really good muscle function. We can improve mind-muscle connection rather than just like brute force freaking Hulk out on the weight, which ultimately isn't even really super supportive of endurance goals. I mean, not that all my strength is supportive of endurance, right? I just want to be strong for being a dad, being really capable of doing anything with my body. And so I like to be strong and fit for that. But, right, I'm also not just like trying to be a jackass and like say, oh, I'm gonna lift crazy freaking heavy and then also like try to do my fastest 70.3. Like that would be, right, multiple peaks. We've talked on this. That's like trying to chase multiple peaks at once. It's like one peak at a time. And so right now, and what I just did today is like, I didn't even really push till failure, right? You can go till failure for sure on like squeezing reps, right? And still like burn out and still use like tempo and some pace changing reps to like still really stimulate the muscle, get good muscle function, still progress yourself in a strength sense, but, you know, not do it in a way where you are then stressing the body and then the body needs to recover from that. Like I just told you on the way here, right? Like I'm on a little bit of a deload couple of days, more or less, where I want to be dropping stress from my body. I want to be recovering more. I want to be sleeping more. I want to be well fed, eating clean food. And so it would be pretty counterintuitive of that to go and freaking unleash myself on a lift where it's not like that's gonna freaking crush me. But in terms of like understanding how the body works, like stress is stress, right? And so as much as I wanted to get a little bit of action in there, right? A little bit of something, just a little bit, right? Purpose of that was not to put a big stimulus on the body. So that's what we got going down today. I would say that the overall theme right now that I'm really stepping into is just a little bit of patience and love for the body. That would be the vision right now. And so I'm really feeling things out a little bit day by day. I didn't expect to take 3 days off like this. I thought Sunday would be enough. And then on Monday I was like, you know, I actually don't really have that itch in my mind where it's like I have to go do something. Like that rest yesterday felt pretty good, and I think I could actually use a little bit more today. That was yesterday. And then yesterday I got the idea of like, if I could actually rest tomorrow too, that would be probably what I should have done right after the Ironman. But right after the Ironman, I was like, I'm still in France. I want to go ride my bike. I want to ride on these roads that I'm not going to be by for any time soon. So we're moving along. Got some good growth happening across business, some training progress here in an unconventional way, good Maple Boost progress. We're up to 13 orders on Maple Boost. Pretty freaking dope. Pretty freaking dope. The pouches were supposed to get in today. They were not in when I had left the house, but they still certainly could show up. And when they do, we will then be checking in on the sizing of the labels that we got to order. I'm glad that I did not order the labels yet, because when I almost ordered them all to say 80 calories, 320 milligrams of electrolytes. And as I've explained, the formula and the quantity per package is evolving in real time. So that's what we got going down. Time to go get Jack. We got a good evening of solo dad duty. Chelsea has a lady going into labor. And so that's what we got going on tonight. I will see you guys for whatever we decide to get into tomorrow. Peace.